When we realized that, look, this could be a big idea, we stopped doing everything else and just focused on this and said, we are an internet company. So we continuously think of new ways to solve problems and do things for our clients and users. I think we were solving an unsolved problem, right? And when you solve an unsolved problem, you hit a sweet spot because the customer wants to buy, you don't have to sell. Now, when the customer wants to buy, it means it pushes down your marketing cost, sales cost. It means you can get your price, you can get your terms of payment, you get your terms of trade, right? So the biggest thing was we were solving an unsolved problem. Now, solving an unsolved problem means you've innovated a bit, you're a pioneer, first mover, all those things. The second thing I think is that we had some, from the beginning, we had some really good people. I think people make a huge difference. Naukri actually is a very old model, right? It's no one company, which is a media company, can ever be the whole and sole employer. Naukri, we've got a very strong innovation agenda. Over the last 2-3 years, we've built some really good new products, improved our current products. So one of the products we have built is something called a career site manager, which gives HR departments control of the careers section of their corporate websites. And this is selling really well. We've built an employee referral platform to tackle the employee referral market. That has begun to do well. We've rolled out a recruiter profile. This has begun to do well, where employees can follow a recruiter once he creates his profile, and they can be in touch with him and uploads a job on the site. So that has begun to do well. I think mobile has been a big thrust, with close to 40% of Naukri sessions now coming on the mobile. Bootstrapping is great experience because bootstrapping teaches you the value of money. You learn how to do more with less. You figure out, you have very sharp focus on the customer's needs and problems and how to solve them. Essentially, are surviving on revenue, sales revenue. What it means is that you're getting customers' money instead of investors' money. Now, to my mind, customers' money is always better than investor money, because if you get customer money and you get it repeatedly, it means your model is good and validated, your product is good. If you get customer money, it means you will get investor money. But if you get investor money upfront, it does not mean that you will necessarily get customer money, because you will be fairly comfortable. You may not work hard enough. So I think bootstrapping is great. So no big great company got built in less than 10 or 15 years. It's natural for young people to be impatient, but I do think success takes time. Good founders often scale up with the company and are good managers as well. So whether you look at international examples of Google or Facebook in India, companies that have been started by entrepreneurs, enough of them have got professional managers early enough while the entrepreneurs continued. So I think good talent is always required by a startup or an evolving company or an entrepreneurial company. There's no one point where you say, okay, now let's get in professional managers. You always get in people who are professionals. Getting talented people was a challenge then, it's a challenge now. It'll probably remain a challenge going forward, and that's good for Naukri because that's how we are in business. The headlines are made by a handful of companies that are getting money. A lot of companies don't get money. So again, for most people, capital will remain scarce. Right? That hasn't changed. So if you look at all this VCP money coming into the internet sector, right, which makes all the headlines in your newspaper, right, 95% of the money is going into less than 12 companies. So scarcity of capital remains a challenge. I think moving from a nifty product to getting it to get traction. So it's easy to build a product, it's hard to get traction. And then moving from traction to revenue. These remain two vital steps, and there's still a lot of uncertainty there. I've got a product, how do I get traction? How do I get traction? How do I get natural traction? Without spending a lot of money on marketing and then keeping on spending that money. So moving from product to natural traction, moving from natural traction to revenue, these remain challenges. So we already had an existing small business, which was about 20 lakh rupee turnover. It was a small business running out of my house. We must have spent about 4 or 5 or 6 lakhs on Naukri in the first year. We got revenue of 2.5 lakhs, so we lost about maybe 3-4 lakhs. And the rest was from internal accruals. Next year we broke even. Revenue jumped 7x, went to 18 lakhs, and then 36 lakhs, and we broke even in both those years. All of which was funded by the other activities we were doing. And then we raised 7 crores, of which we used 5 crores to go to the next level of growth. And then the next time we raised money was in the IPO. So I would say, till the IPO, we had consumed maybe 5 crores. So I think we were very clear. We were not competitor focused, we were consumer focused and customer focused, client focused. So if you keep on solving your customers' problems better, you will beat competition. Well, so we are entrepreneurs ourselves, right? So we know what's inside the entrepreneur's head, what are his fears, what are his concerns. We know it's a lonely journey. We have a lot of respect for entrepreneurs. Perhaps more respect than investors who are not entrepreneurs would have in many cases. And therefore we certainly don't interfere or intervene. We may advise, we may nudge, we allow them into our company to talk to all our departments, but only if they want to.
He's a great first principles thinker and thinks out of the box. So while he didn't know travel, but he was able to apply his own first principles to travel very well, gave us some great suggestions and really value his judgment. So I met him first at IMS classes. He had organized these classes. I attended them for 1 year. The second year I came back to earn some pocket money. And Sanjeev even then was giving gyan in a nice way, comes naturally to Sanjeev. And I have always found his gyan very useful.
The truth is that even today we don't believe we are successful because there's so many challenges, there's so many new things to be done, and there's always something that you're constantly sort of challenged by and trying to do. I think for entrepreneurs, I think they should not look at raising capital as success. They should look at building an enduring organization, an institution that outlives them as success, and that's the right goal to set, I think. And a great company is a lifetime effort. It doesn't happen in 3 years or 5 years or even 10 years. Dream big, start small.
So start ignition, count to 0. I just wanna be a superhero.